The fabulous Miss J.
Hi there, it's the fabulous Miss J, and today I am prepping my meals for the week. One of the first preps I'm going to do are chicken thighs. They come with a lot of fat on them, so I do like to cut a lot of this off. I know you could cook it and then take it off later, but sometimes it makes a very good seasoning, but I prefer just to cut it off from the beginning and cook it. There's a lot of fat on the chicken, so you really have to get in there with, be sure that you have some really good kitchen scissors. I use these scissors only for chicken, so it's not to have cross-contamination. And once it's cut to my satisfaction, I will go ahead and dump it in the water so that it can boil. Also, the seasoning that I use for my chicken is just some onion powder. I do have some onions that I will cut up later. I use some Monterey seasoning, gives it a nice flavor, and I always use Himalayan sea salt, which is salt that I get specifically from Whole Foods. It's much better for you than to use Morton sea salt. The second part of my meal prep that I'm going to have with my chicken thighs are cauliflower. Now, these cauliflowers, as you can see, they're very large, and that's because I purchased them from Sam's Club. I have gone to Whole Foods to try to buy my cauliflower, but they're much smaller, and I'm assuming because cauliflowers are not in season, I'm not sure where they're getting these from, but they are larger, and so I prefer to spend my money on something that I can get at least 2 or 3 meals out of versus just one meal. I have my same staple seasonings that I'm using, my onion powder, my Himalayan sea salt, and my Monterey seasoning. I will also be using this entire stick of butter. Now, we all know that butter can clog your arteries. I prefer to use butter over margarine because I like to use things in their purest form. So, to saute the cauliflower, I'm only going to use half a stick. I'll use the other half a stick when I brown the chicken thighs when they're finished boiling. This is both cauliflowers all cut up. I know it seems kind of high right now, but it will cook down as we saute it. So I promise it will, and this lid, by that time this top will fit on here. We can see the pot lid is coming down nicely, so it's simmering. Now we're ready to move on. We're going to brown this chicken. So got butter and some onion. And we will saute these down. All right, so all we want to do really is saute these onions some. And we're going to put the chicken in because we want to brown the chicken. There should be enough chicken for me to eat the entire week. So once that browns and simmers down, we'll come back and check on it. So our chicken is browning. We don't need to brown too much. You just want to start it on its way. And once it is brown, because we like for it to be stringy, that means it's tender, and it'll be tender when we heat it up tomorrow. Now, what I will do is I will be using the water that we originally boiled the chicken in to help cook down the rest of the chicken the rest of the way. We pour it in until it's about halfway, and then we will turn it down to simmer. As you can see, our cauliflower is completely starting to cook down. I have already seasoned a little bit on the top. That's a little bit of Monterey, and all you want to do is to be sure that this can chop up. It's nice and soft. And this will be on its way to being done as well. All right, so our cauliflower is cooked down and it's brown. I like for it to be just to have a little brown to it. And what I'll do next is just put it in water. So we'll use the remaining water from the chicken to cook this down the rest of the way. Once everything is completely ready, which looks like it'll be in about 5 minutes. Now, the one thing I like about this cauliflower when you cook it down is that you really could make soup from here. You can, what you would do is you would take half of what's in this pan, you would put it in your, I have a Ninja mixer, and I would put half of it in there with about 1/4 of a cup of milk, and then I would put the remaining half in there, and that would be my soup. But I'm just gonna have it like this because I love how it smells, and it's gonna taste really, really good. Here we have my final meal prep. This is what one meal will look like for my lunch. Here we have the cauliflower, the baked chicken, and I also steamed some broccoli while you weren't watching. I will put the tops on these, and they'll go straight into the freezer. The only one that will not go into the freezer will be the one I'm going to have tomorrow, and the rest of them I'll take them out as needed. Thanks for watching.